Hi, Nancy Burt-Preece here, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Here's all my contact information. Today, we are making a card I cased from Rachel Tessman. She calls it the Pillar Pyramid Card. Say that 3 times. I'm using Peace on Earth stamp set, as well as for this one little accent, the Delicate Pines dies. And these are both in the holiday catalog. So let me show you. Is this not the coolest thing? And it smushes to go in a regular envelope because it measures 4 1/4. I'm doing down here, so you probably can't see it, by 5 1/2. And then it just pops back up. You can write on the back. So I'm doing this for my 3D class. It's not exactly 3D, but it is kind of. So let me show you what you need. You can take a screenshot. Sorry, my light is flickering. Let's see if I can get that to stop. I'm still not sure why my light is flickering. Hopefully that's better. We'll find out. So what you need is you need a piece of designer series paper. I am using the Traditions of Christmas. Let me make sure it's called that. Yep. Designer series paper, which is gorgeous, and it has gold foil on it. And you need a piece 5 3/8 by 5 3/8. I'll show you how we cut it in a minute. Next, we need our biggest layer, which is the bottom rectangle, which is 5 1/2 by 9. I went ahead and I scored it at 3 3/4, 4 1/4, 8, and 8 1/2. And I'll show you how we're going to fold that up in a minute. The next piece was 5 1/2 by 6. On the 6-inch side, I scored it by 2 1/4, 2 3/4, 5, and 5 1/2. The last piece is 3 by 5 1/2. This is all cherry cobbler. And on the short side, you're going to score it at 3/4, 1 1/4, 2, and 2 1/2. You also need a piece of white, which I already pre-stamped, which is 3 5/8 by 5 3/8. And whatever other scraps you need. These are the 2 1/4 circle and 2 3/8 circle, as well as I have a little strip to put on the back because it just seemed like it needed something back there. What else am I using? Oh, I'm using Old Olive because that's in the color scheme. This is that little piece I cut out. I like that it has a circle there because it allows you to put things on it, which is cool. And these are still in the catalog. These are the cherries and berries. And if I have clear ones and I don't want clear ones, I color them with the cherry cobbler blend to make them the color I want. So let's start. This is a tricky one, but I hope my class will like it. His is my first one I made, and you can see I didn't get this one lined up completely. It's still pretty impressive, so I'm okay with it. But I'm going to start with the biggest one, which is the 5 1/2 by 9. I'm going to tell my class to bring all their bone folders again, and we're going to bone fold on every score line. I always feel like I'm all thumbs doing that online. So here I am, bone folding, making all the score lines nice and crisp. This little edge is going to be where we put our adhesive. I don't know why I have that fuzz there. So I'm going to put a little bit of green glue. She used seal. I'm going to use green glue because in case I mess it up, I have some room. Now you can see there's 2 score lines here. You're going to do the very first score lines. You're going to fold it all the way over till it meets the end. And push that down. So it looks weird that you have this fold line there, but that makes your box. That's my bottom layer. My second layer I'm going to do, it's going to look pretty similar. I'm going to fold on all the score lines, bone fold, give them a good burnish. That's the trick to a lot of fun folds, is really burnish, burnish, burnish. Once again, I'm going to add some glue. I'm going to fold on that first score line, so it basically brings it all the way over and shuts it completely. And this is why I like green glue, because I can really get that to move a little bit. It takes a little fussing to get it completely straight. And you know what I find is hard when I'm on camera, because I find I tend to do something against my, torso there, and that's not very helpful when you're on camera. Nobody wants to see that. Okay, so I have my second one. It's pretty close. Now, here's the next thing she suggested, and if you come to my class, I'm going to tell you to do it. You're going to put your ruler so it's right on that score, and you're going to make a little mark at 3/4 inch on the top. Hopefully you can see that. And towards the bottom. Now, I know that my bottom score line is here, so that's the bottom. I'm going to look for where the bottom part is here, so I'm going to put adhesive. Can you see that? I don't want that towards the top. I'm going to put that and it's hard to see because I have a dark cardstock. In fact, you can flatten it out. That's what I found might be easier, is to try to line it up as best you can right on that score line. And you can flatten the top one out too, so they're matching both ends. Then when you pop it up, it is, you can see I went just a smidge crooked. See, that's why I like green glue. I can lift it up and move it over just a smidge. This should make it close. It's still a little bit over on the bottom, so I'm doing, see, because I have green glue, I have a few seconds to move. Make sure, that's better from what I can see. It's hard on camera. I still think it's over a little. Let me move it over just a smidge more. All right. There, we're going to call it good. Now I'm going to do the same thing. On this one, though, the lines are all in a vertical direction. But you're basically going to do it the same way. You're going to burnish all the score lines. And then this is a bigger one than this one. So this is my little flap. You go to the smallest flap and you're going to put green glue. That's just my suggestion. You can use whatever adhesive. I'm going to take that. See, I'm going to the second score line and I'm folding it over. And you can fold it over flat. And pop it up. Is that cool or what? Now I'm going to measure again. I'll have a ruler at my class if you come. 3/4 and 3/4. I'm going to find where that score, it's towards the bottom. So this is my bottom. Oops. Let's find the bottom again. Here's the bottom. And I'm going to add some green glue. Once again, line it up on those 2 pencil marks, which is not the easiest, especially trying to do it online. It is seeming to be more difficult. Push it over. Pop it up. Is that the coolest thing ever? I mean, golly gee. And then when you put it in the card, you just smush it. So that is the first part. Luckily, if you come to a class of mine, I will have everything scored. You just have to make the rectangles and get them glued together. Here's the next thing. If you come to a class of mine, I am going to have this cut. And what is happening is I'm going to have each one that I cut, I'm keeping it in order, and I'm going to have them paper clipped together. So make sure you keep them in the order I have them, or it'll mess it up. Really tricky. So 3/8, 1, 2, 3. I'm going to cut. I'm using my black one, and that is my farthest right. I'm going to move this a little bit over so I can keep that in order. The next one is 5/8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's thicker, basically. And you notice how they line up perfectly, except for when I have glue that sticks. The next one is 3/8. 1, 2, 3. And yes, if you come to my class, I will have this cut out. You are lucky. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm cutting. This has 16th marks, so I'm counting the 8th marks. So now I need to do 1, 2, 3. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. One, 2, 3, 4. Oops, this one's a 3. 1, 2, 3. And I actually have to count them when I'm doing it because for some reason I get it goofed up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. I have one more cut to make. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that'll also give me my last fold. So I only am doing this with my class that likes to do fussy things, because if you didn't, you would not like this. Now, she used tear and tape, Rachel Tessman. I did not care for that because I felt like it was extra fussy. That's just me. So I'm just using my green glue again. I feel like it goes faster and it's easier. That's just me. You could use whatever adhesive you liked. Okay. You notice I'm just going every mark. Who came up with this card is like, wow. I don't even think that way, but it's really a wow card. Hopefully you can see I'm just going big, small, big, small, big, small. It's not hard. It's a fussy card. It's not a super easy, wow, this goes super easy. No, it's a fussy card, which I'm okay with. Now, we were talking at class one time, who would you give this card to? Somebody who would appreciate it. You know, you'd have to really think that one for yourself, but some people don't appreciate how much you put into it, so you want to make sure, well, let me let go of the cap here, that it is somebody who will appreciate all the work you put into that. Because this is not the easiest card in the world. But it's not the hardest either. I think once you get all the scoring done, which is not hard, and once you put it together once, it really, for me, it came together really quite easy. So I've got that first half done. Now I can kind of lean it that way, do the second half. If you come to my class, this is my hardest card, so just so you know, it's not horrid, but it is time-consuming. So as long as you know that ahead of time, it's not hard, especially because I'll have everything cut. So I did all the hard work, but hopefully you'll tackle this sometime, because I just thought, wow, that is just really spectacular. Will I make this as Christmas cards? No, that's way too hard for that. Could I make it for one special Christmas card? Yes. And since I'm making two, these will be two special Christmas cards. So, you know, I could do that, but am I going to make it for all the Christmas cards I make? No, I am not. And I think that's the beauty of it. You know, you can have all different kinds of cards that you make that just really are fun. I don't make the exact same card for everybody every year. That is my choice. You can do whatever you choose. Oh my golly gee. Is that like not, and you can kind of fiffle with it. That's an official Nancy word. On the back, I'll go ahead. I cut a little strip. It's only 1/2 inch by 3 5/8, just to add a little bit of color to the inside of the card. Back of the card. It's not really an inside. Okay, now the next thing is I went ahead and stamped Peace on Earth. And I'm going to put it to the mat that I have already created. I don't know what I got on there. I'll just get that off. A little piece of something. I'm going to go ahead and add just a little bit of glue right here. And kind of put these down. And I'm going to add one of my berries. Now, is it the right leaf to go with that? Probably not, but that's okay. It's a pine as opposed to maybe a berry leaf, but it's really okay. Then I'm going to add a little bit of adhesive on this top one. Not a lot, not too much, because you don't want it going past your circle. And I'm going to kind of push it down to make sure. I eyeball it. You could measure it. And you have, once again, you can just push it up a little bit. You have your pillar pyramid card, which is really quite spectacular. So I hope you give this one a try. And, you know, like I say, before you send it, you can move it around a little bit. The other thing you might want to do to the person that you send it to is just say something about, you know, push the rectangles up so you can have your card. Will it stand up? Yes, it will. So I hope you enjoy this card, and I hope you try it, and have a great day.